Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Fire Emblem Fortunes Weaves analysis series. So, I'm having Crystal join me for this series instead of Alex,
Hello.
as it's different because usually Alex joins me for these. But I'll explain that later on in the video why I'm having Crystal and not Alex for this.
Mhm.
So it took me I was going to record this actually the day it came out back on Friday. September 12th. But the thing is, though, I woke up at 9 a.m. to watch this, and at the end of the direct, I was pretty tired. I crashed, and
I don't
I
blame
figured
you.
that, yeah, and I did get some comments, people saying, hey, are you going to make an analysis video on this? And I'm doing it now. I took the weekend to basically break down the trailer for the most part, which means, oh god, I'm just, so what we're going to do is we're going to watch the trailer again for
Yeah.
you guys, and then we're going to break it down like piece by piece of what I've been able to gather. So here we go. Let's see the
hmm
trailer.
Sounds good.
Bold warriors, draw now upon your strength. Hold fast to the devotion in your beating hearts. Hear me now as I declare that the heroic games have begun!
I only want to fight so I can save my father's life.
What I seek is a great strength. An unyielding strength for any foe. Sheer strength to uphold the faith I hold dear. Above all, I need the strength to lead my people. Strength enough for a queen!
It is imperative that I face it again. I must cull it with this blade. My full strength.
There's a man I hate so much that simply killing him will not satisfy me. For that reason, I refuse to die.
I won't let you hurt her! And now warm blood is served in a crude cup.
You think I'd let you deny me my feelings?
I refuse to accept defeat. Not now!
For those who stand upon the final stage, I shall grant whatever wish you may desire. So say I, the Divine Sovereign, that I vow to you.
The years were long, weren't they? Have you forgotten me so soon?
All right, and that is the trailer. So, first impressions of this trailer when I first saw it, I was like, I was just struck by that. That's all I can say. Like, I think it was a cool trailer. I like the music, I will say.
The music sounds really great.
Like I love the guitar like playing like just
hmm
and I'm really looking forward to seeing the music. But oh god, there was a oh god. So we're going to break down the trailer bit by bit and you'll see like some
hmm
issues and I'll also point out some information. So first things first is that we get to see this the building over here in the background, it kind of reminds me of the monastery like I feel
hmm
like it, to a certain degree because it has like the mountainside, and like just first impressions. Like when I saw this image, I thought like, wait, is this like Rome or something? I
hmm
didn't think this was Fire Emblem at first. It wasn't until I'll point out when I knew this was Fire Emblem. It was when this popped in. I was like, this is so Fire Emblem because this
Yep, I
setting,
was
this setting right here,
immediate.
it reminded me of Reign of Ferox actually.
Yep, literally what I was thinking, Arena
hmm
Ferox.
And I was like, And then it was until I saw this when I was like, this is so Fire Emblem. Like, just like this confirmed it. So
I love her design, by the way.
we don't know
I
these
think she
characters'
looks really
designs though, or like what their names are. This seems
their
like to
names
be
are,
like
yeah.
an older like Diamant, if I had to say anything, and this seems like Chris's mom, like if anything. But obviously, this game is not connected to Engage in any way whatsoever. So we don't know these characters' names. They seem to be like the king and queen of this nation, if I had to make any inferences. And then here, we don't know this guy's name, but he's apparently called the Divine Sovereign as he goes. Like, that's what he calls himself at the end of the trailer. And
Got pointy ears.
yeah,
so he's got to be a dragon.
yeah, because there's no elves in Fire Emblem.
It's as simple as
reason.
that. Like yeah.
He is a dragon.
I see pointy ears in Fire Emblem, dragon.
People think that he's actually a descendant of Saros because of the way his hair is colored.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
I don't buy that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Draw now upon your strength.
And then we see the 4 characters here. This is Kai.
Hold fast.
This is Theodora.
Devotion in your beating heart.
This is Dietrich, aka Alucard.
Hear
Yeah.
And this is Lydia,
me now
or
as I
Lida.
declare that the heroic games have begun.
So here we see Kai once again, and we see this person whose name was not dropped in the trailer from what I was able to find. And here we see Kai walking around a hub area. Now, people thought that when they saw Kai walking around this area, they thought immediately that he was apparently the Avatar, because Kai is a unisex name. However, if you actually go to the Japanese website, there was a blog post that I don't remember what he said word for word exactly, but it said something along the lines of Kai, and then they gave like a small character profile about him that said a boy that is trying to save his father's life. So first off, this guy's father's gonna die because
It's Fire Emblem. He's gonna die.
oh my god, Krista, I know this sign up, by the way. You have to go to some of these comments. Like, look at this right here. This is my
Bro,
favorite.
your dad's dying. You're a FE protagonist. Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
Like, look at all these comments right here.
Yep.
As soon as he said he has to rescue his dad, I knew this was a fire. Okay.
Yep.
I want to save my father's life, bro. You're a Fire Emblem protagonist.
Yeah, that dad's dying.
Yeah, he's so dead. And I love how this is the #1 comment right here.
Bro, your dad's dying.
4,600 likes in
That
3
was
days.
crazy.
So yeah, so yeah. First off, this guy's dad's dying. Second of all, in the article it said a boy, meaning that this guy's gender cannot be changed. Which people are thinking that there's not going to be a Fire Emblem. This is going to be a Fire Emblem game without an avatar. Actually,
That would be cool.
Yeah,
it would be
because-
refreshing.
like we're having this guy walking around. You can't change his gender because they said a boy, which means that there's. Yeah, they made no indication that there's an avatar. Now, I am glad because there may not be an avatar. I'll get into that later on in this trail, but if there is none, I'm glad because it's like when we're coming off from Engage from this game, and when we had Engage where they just, when they just circle jerked O'Lear so much, I think they realized, wow, maybe the player doesn't like, having the avatar like in every game. And with the last 5 games having an avatar, I think they've realized that they have to have more of a selling point. Like,
Plus, like, especially with now that Fire Emblem games are having full voice acting, it's like when the character doesn't have a name, then you have to resort to names like Professor or, the many things that they call Alear, where it's like Alear did not have to be an avatar. Like, stop calling me Divine One. I'm like eating potato chips on my couch. I don't want to be called Divine One right now. Like, like the entire time you hear Divine One, you're this, blah blah blah, and it's just like I would rather just play like something like where like they're clearly the protagonist and you explore as them, but they're not you. And so you get a name for your character. You
Yeah.
know, I would much rather have that.
Yeah, and I will say there is nothing wrong with a avatar in the game, but when they're like the main
Yeah,
character and they have to have like special powers, like can I just be a guy with a sword? Like, can I just be that?
right.
Like, why can't I
Right.
just like Chris? Like that's why I love New Mystery of the Emblem because the Chris isn't the main character. Like the story is still centered around Marth. Like there are points when like Chris will like talk, but he's not the main focal point of the game. Or even like Robin, like the game was
Right.
still focused
Or
on
right.
Crom, but
hmm
still like Robin was like a second protagonist or like
Right.
a
Like
partner to Crom.
right. Robin was obviously very important, but they weren't the center of the story, and not everyone was fawning over them the entire time.
Like when you're
So,
playing as when you're playing Awakening, the character on the map isn't Robin, it's Crom going from place to place.
right. Exactly.
And that's why I did think that, that's why I really do like Awakening and New Mystery. And then things just get worse with Fates and then Three
hmm
Houses, where I feel like they did a slightly better job with Three Houses because it's focused on one of the three lords, Edelgard, Claw, and Dimitri. And
Right.
then Engage they just regressed. Like they took 5 steps back, and now like
Yeah.
the entire plot of that game, which is why I think that partly played to why Engage wasn't as highly received as Three Houses because if you check the
hmm
Metacritic scores, is what I use. Three Houses is sitting at a good 89, and then
hmm
Engage is sitting at a fine 80. Which,
Oh,
yeah, like I will say though, I do like the I'll get into that in just a sec.
yeah.
So, but here we see Kai exploring as like the exploring the hub area, which I like the setting. I do like the setting. I thought it was very Roman inspired. This setting,
hmm
and we're gonna see more of Roman in just a sec.
I only want to fight so I can.
And we see this statue in the background. I tried to zoom in to see who it is, and I thought it was a Divine Sovereign, but it's some character that I think we just don't know enough information of here.
Yeah.
And this is also what I thought was the monastery, like this type of like arc right here, because this reminds me of that bridge that leads from the academy to the church, like at the
Right.
monastery.
Save my father's life.
He's not surviving. And then, oh my god, when this flew into view, I was, oh my god. So, here we actually see Kai, who he is apparently a unique class. He is a flying Orneus rider, and we see this is apparent. Like, if you actually pay attention in the background, you actually see that all the 4 characters which is Kai, Theodora,
hmm
Dietrich, and Rita. I think it's so hard to pronounce her name. Rita, which we see that they all have like a different flag, which means they all belong to different factions. The thing is, though, I thought we would be
hmm
playing like different stories as them, but you see clearly here, Dietrich is actually on the same map. Now, I think he's a green unit though, because if you take a look at his
Yeah.
HP
He
bar,
looks like it.
either he's a
hmm
green unit or he's a blue unit. If he's a blue unit, that means that this might be pulling a little bit of a Radiant Dawn like type of story, which. Oh god, I'm hoping it's not. I'm really hoping that this game is not like
I
Radiant
also
Dawn.
like this is something so small, but I'm also interested in that he's wielding a bronze spear.
Yeah, like
I think that's interesting. A bronze spear,
yeah,
not a bronze lance.
for some reason actually no, I've looked at the trailer. Apparently there is just they just don't call them lances anymore. We're calling them spears now.
Interesting.
Yeah. So as you can see here, he has this type of gauge which is used for blaze arts that will be appearing in the trailer later on. Which this is also I thought this right here was a crest. It's not because you see this icon with multiple characters in this trailer, even though
hmm
we only see Kai, Theodora, Dietrich, and Lydia have them. One thing I don't like, the UI. I see the UI and I hate it actually because it shows his
Oh, really?
HP. Yeah, because think about Engage's UI. We had the HP, we had the attack, the AS, the defense and res. We had the hit and avoid. And this feels like which this is definitely a step up from Three Houses because all we had was the HP and what the character was wielding.
hmm
But then it's
Yeah.
like they evolved from that, but they devolved from Engage. So now it just shows the HP, physical attack, hits, protection, and res. We don't have the AS, and we're missing the avoid as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
I'm really happy that it looks like we're back to 2D portraits. I thought that the 3D portraits looked bad in Engage.
Really? I actually kind of like
Yeah,
them.
I like having 2D portraits and just having a character art. I thought that the movement of the 3D portraits in Engage looked weird. And I would rather just have the portrait.
I thought they were good. I just felt like they should
Mhm.
have worked for a different art style because I think that's
Yeah.
why I felt like it could have worked for the series, but I feel like that they
Mhm.
should have definitely like if the art style played off of the the moving portraits, I think it would have gone okay
Mhm.
or would have been better, I should say. And also, so right now Kai's about to attack this chariot, which I really like. So, oh god, this is gonna be really hard for me to pause. So here we have attack. We have these new blaze arts. We have combat arts
Mhm.
returning from Three Houses as well as Shadows of Valentia. We also have dismount items, storage, which means the convoy and the weight. And also we see here that he has in his inventory a bronze spear and a wooden sword. The bronze spear is obviously like the bronze lances we've known
Mhm.
from past series. We also have the wooden sword, which is kind of like I'm assuming the training sword that we've seen from Three Houses. But if you take a look, we see that durability is returning. Thank the Lord. So it seems like
Mhm.
durability. It almost comes down to a coin flip with some of these games. Like we just don't know which if the game's gonna have
Mhm.
durability or not because
Yeah, if it's
we
gonna.
we had Fates that had no durability, then Three Houses with durability, then Engage took it away. Now this game's bringing it back, so it's really weird to see like how's that's influenced. Now we see also we get to take a look at Kai's physical attack of 23, AS of 11, his hit of 109, avoid of 14, crit of
It's got crit
50.
with a bronze weapon.
Yeah, these stats are arbitrarily influenced because I think they just want to show off the critical animations because
Yeah.
all the characters in this trailer have 100
Do crit.
crits. Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
and the spear has a range of one. Now he has this curse status that is we just
Yeah,
don't
I
know
wonder.
about it because we haven't seen it. Like it's not involved in anywhere in this trailer. And he also has E rank. This is an E rank weapon, so
Mm.
I'm also hoping that you're able to build up weapon ranks again because I didn't like how in
Mhm.
Engage you had just like an automatic like
Yeah.
weapon rank. Like I'm hoping
You
this makes
know,
its return
with the curse thing, it has the same icon as like the
as
thing for the blaze arts. I wonder if using the blaze arts builds up something, you
well,
know?
we see later on that it is able to be built up, but it's
Mhm.
it with
Yeah, but
Dietrich,
I mean like actually using the blaze arts, you
like
know?
build
I
up
mean
the
that would be kind of advanced for Fire Emblem. It's like, hey, you use this blaze art and it adds a point of curse or something like that.
no,
Like I
yeah, it
see that in a
does.
lot of like TTRPGs. Is that
No,
really what happens?
yeah,
I didn't
Deirdre
notice
does it.
that.
We actually see it. I'll show you it when it happens. And we also oh god. So here we see a bunch of character portraits. So we see get out. Can this get off my screen? There we go. So we see Kai as his unit class. We also see this character down here. We see fist arts are making a return, just like how they
Hmm.
did in Three Houses. This character here we see it later in the trailer with fighting Dietrich, which I'm gonna point out, which is really weird. We also see another character, a bunch of characters here that just don't have names. We see this girl here, and she's apparently a magic user, which is kind of cool. And we see also an archer. We also see like a bunch, like we see three mages on this battlefield. We see two
Hmm.
fist units. We also see two sword units. We see this guy, which I have to say, just like I'm not a fan of this character's portrait right here because it reminds me of Linhard to a certain degree.
Hmm.
So that's all I'm gonna say here. So, and yeah, here's also the attack UI, which at first glance it seems a little bit confusing to me comparing to Engage's like UI, like battle forecast, just to say.
I'm one of the people that actually really hated Engage's pre-battle UI.
This one seems a little bit
I
more like complicated to me.
Yeah, I didn't like that Engage's UI would just tell me like straight up you do 18 damage, not like you do 9 times 2. Like it would show the arrows and you would see that it was 9 times 2, but like if you're just glancing and you see your character is gonna take 5 and the character next to you is gonna take 18,
Hmm.
like I'm just like just the 9 times I'm so used to seeing that like times 2 somewhere,
Hmm.
you know? And then all of a sudden it was just like I have to look at these arrows when I could have just looked at one number.
Yeah. So also, we get to see that Kai actually has lance prowess returning, which I hope that more advanced skills return in this game because Three Houses' skills or abilities, let's just say, were not really that cool. I have to say though, I liked how Engage did skills. I think Engage did skills really well. Even though that I wish that I understand why they only gave you 2 skill slots in Engage because you had the emblems. Though I think that for this game there's no excuse, but I really am hoping they would give you like more complex skills, like how like the lords did like with Engage, like they got like how like Ulcris had like Luna, DMI had Soul. You can give us those skills for lords. I feel like though with this game, seeing as how like with the how the game is like presented this way, I feel like we just need more complex skills. I think with the Three Houses it was excusable because of how the game was set up. Plus the game was like also like it was definitely it was definitely structured differently. So I think the more why the skills were so basic in Three Houses was excusable. This game, seeing as how it's a little bit more complex and it's been 7 years in the making since Three Houses, I think this game has no excuses to have more like complex skills. Also, we see down here the crest of Aubin is being active in Kai, which is the same crest that Yuri came with as well. So
I also think it's interesting that it looks like the second equipable slot is back, like the shield slot.
That's the combat art. That's the combat art.
Right. Oh, that's the combat art. I do hope they bring back shields though, because I thought that was really cool.
Really?
To have like shields or rings, that type of stuff.
Oh yeah. Like I thought they were cool, but they didn't like. It was nice to have like another accessory and something else to manage in your inventory.
Yeah.
And oh god. So one thing that's weird is that we see the Thundercloud Knight, which is a charioteer, which is a new class, as well as Kai having been the Flying Orneus rider. Now the thing is though, people they think that Kai, because he has the dismount, he think that because he's a new unique character, which I'm hoping they're right about this, that he'll be able to train other other animals to ride, and he can mount on these mounts before the fight actually begins. Now, one thing I don't like is how
interesting.
The Thundercloud Knight doesn't have a portrait. It's just a shadow. Like either the reason why he's a shadow is because this guy actually is covered, or they just haven't like implemented their portrait yet. Because Three Houses, you got different portraits for the enemy whenever you selected them. And
they've had enemy portraits for a while.
Same thing with Engage, but this guy just doesn't have one. And here we see this guy activates a skill called Nightly Senses, which I think is tied to his class. And also we don't see, I don't know if Kai had a personal skill because all we saw was Lance Prowess as well as the Crest of Vauban. So either he doesn't have it or it's not active in this combat. It's like something that's active on the map itself. And as you can see here, he's going to attack twice with 100 and have a 44% chance to crit. These stats are not going to be his actual stats. They're arbitrarily fixed. And crits, as we see, are ×3, because that's 27. And I have to say, though, I'm not a fan of the critical animation or the crit sound in this game. Or Kai's mount, because it's just an ostrich. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the what I assume is an Orneus.
Plus, it looks dirty. Like oh my god. And there are parts of this game that just don't look well. This looks fine, but seriously, like the critical animation just doesn't look. It doesn't feel impactful like past games.
What I seek is a great strength, an unyielding strength.
And I will say though, this is the first time we're seeing the Fortune Weaves of cutscenes. These look a step up from Three Houses. I will say that.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so glad that they have gone with this style.
Like
instead of the weird 3D 2D.
Like they were using Echoes, Shouts of Valentia cutscenes for that,
I hated that style.
That worked for Echoes, but this was a Switch console game. And the thing is, though, that when you're using a different art style, like those games had different art styles, they don't mix well. That's the problem with them. Now, this game, I think these cutscenes look much more realistic than Engage's cutscenes. Like that, I will say, this looks like wow. This actually looks like it's something that's taken straight from a AAA game.
Sheer strength to uphold the faith I hold dear.
And here we see Theodora. Now, something that was really brought to my attention recently, like I just picked this up today, people notice these star icons on Theodora and how she's actually a noble and she's level 18. Now, people think that because there's stars here, this may think that authority stars are making a return, actually.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
My first thought was that the class has been mastered,
Yeah, I think that's it for this, but I'm talking about this star right
but
here.
that maybe
Yeah.
it would be a little weird to have authority stars right there though, because that's never been.
It's kind of weird because we haven't had authority
It's
stars
always
since Radiant
like
Dawn.
yeah, and like authority stars have always been something that you see on like the more information, and like
Yeah, like we don't have it. Like
interesting.
the thing is that, like, remember, we're just making this is just based off of first
Yeah.
preference and
Yeah, no, I'm not saying
impressions.
it's not that. It would just be like an interesting choice to
Yeah,
do that if
like
that's what it is.
I definitely think this means the class has been mastered because there's no reason why Theodora is a level 18 noble and she hasn't been promoted.
Yeah.
I think this is just her because all these characters are like when you see Deidre, like Jesus Christ, he's still a Myrmidon at that level. Like
Right.
man.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah. So once again, we see Theodora here, and we see this character, which I think was in the last scene, and he seems to be like a shield bear wielding unit, which you may be right about the shields actually now, Crystal. Now that I'm seeing that shield on him, and we see this other guy with that eye patch, who's also a sword wielding unit, and we see that Gambits once again are making a return, and she also has access to the convoy, which means we may be getting like multiple lords controlling the convoy. And she also has a lance that seems to be exclusive to her, which is the Mahadu's spear. Again, spears or lances are now called spears. And we see that it comes with something called the Disturbing Strike, which is actually built into the gambit here. And it says here, if the attack hits, inflicts immobilize on the foes. Now, either this means one of two things. Either back in 3 houses, whenever you got hit with the gambit, you were always immobilized. Like you just, and your stats got reduced by 10. Maybe this is something that's exclusive to this gambit. Like not all gambits in this game immobilize you, maybe. Because that was something that was very interesting in gameplay, but annoyed the hell out of me. Also, the terrain here, I'm hoping the maps are better in this game because 3 houses, oh god, Jesus Christ, 3 houses did not have good maps, and when they had maps, they were repeats. They had a lot of repeats in this game.
They did have a lot of reused content.
And they didn't have like good terrain. Like this map, I know it's a desert map, but still, like they at least it shows in this game that in this desert map they actually have terrain. Like there's forest tiles around here, so thank God for that. And we again, like this guy's wearing a mask and he just has no face. He's a level 22 rogue. Like, man.
Yeah.
And also like, okay, I'm not seeing anything new here. We see here, like this part of the game here, like, oh god, this part right here where they're all charging, it looks very crusty, I'm gonna say, like, crunchy, I should say, crunchy. Like, it doesn't feel like the game chews well here. And then, oh my god, this scene right here with Alucard, like, the way the rain looks so realistic, I like that.
Yeah.
And here we see Deirdre, like, why is he level 37? Like, why is he? So...
yeah, why is he level 30?
like, why are you a Myrmidon? Like, I think Myrmidon was, like... Isn't that, like, the beginner class for, like, 3 houses? Like, I think that was either a beginner...
Well, yeah, it's...
Yeah, you know, because intermediate was
like,
mercenary.
Commoner and Noble, and then it was Myrmidon.
Yeah, Myrmidon was the beginner, then mercenary was intermediate. Like, why is he level 37 and still Myrmidon? And then not only that, why is he not mastered the class yet?
Yeah.
What the hell is going on here? So
and then he doesn't have that other star either, too.
Yeah,
so maybe it is an authority thing.
Either he is an authority star or he has to master this class thing, which, Jesus Christ, dude, step it up. So once again, this seems like to be another early game map. Now, see here, we actually see more of the blaze arts, and they cost HP to use, and whereas combat arts, if you remember, they use durability. But here, he's about to use moving shout, which warps him up to 3 spaces, and then the unit can attack, which is kind of similar to like the Witch's Warp from Echoes as well. And the range is 1 to 3, and it builds up the blaze ring by 1, and you'll see here that it actually glows purple when he uses it.
It is imperative that I face it again.
See, it builds up by 1 right there.
I see.
And he can still use combat arts here. And he has an exclusive weapon that I think is literally just his, which is the Answerer, which is a magic sword counted among the hero's relics and allows use of the bloodletting combat arts. And it has 40 durability, and the stats on it are pretty good. Now, either this is exclusive to him, but I don't think it is. I think it's literally just a hero relic that's, like anyone can use this, but if you don't have a crest, you take 10 damage, and if you do have a crest, then you can use it, but you just can't use the combat art that's built into it. It also comes with the Iron Sword, 11 Sword, and the Fly Set, which I think looks like it's effective against armors. It's kind of hard to tell. Also, one thing I don't like about this game, where are the portraits for the weapons that Engage had, and now they just removed it once again, like Three Houses did.
Like Three Houses did.
I don't like that. It feels like this game takes a step forward from Three Houses, but it takes a step back with Engage. And here we see another new character who looks to be, I want to say this guy looks like a war monk with the way he's dressed.
Mm-hmm.
And we have this girl right here who we don't know her name to, but we've seen these guys before earlier in the trailer, and she seems to be a spear wielding unit. And we're gonna see him literally just have like 100 crib right here. And also we see that he has, I want to say this is Swordfarer. This is the crest of Lamine, which that was the crest that Yuritsa and Mercedes had back in Three Houses, and people have speculated to Dietrich, aka Alucard, right here, is a descendant of that family, which...
Yeah, I mean, literally my first thought when I saw him was Yuritsa.
And if you need even more context to that, he has Sword Powers 5, but not only that, he procs his skill Murderous Intent, which was the Death Knight and Yuritsa's personal skill.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if this guy is not a descendant of, like, Yuritsa and Mercedes, like, what is going on here?
Plus the armor, too.
Yeah, I will say, though, I do like his animation in this trailer, though. And also, that seems like the most basic, like, critical animation. I think that's literally the critical animation that Petra uses when she's a Myrmidon or mercenary.
Yeah, because it's probably just the Myrmidon one, you know?
But seriously, and it's fine to have a basic animation with your beginner classes, but seriously, like, promote, dude. Seriously. You're high enough level.
I hate so much that simply killing him will not satisfy me.
And here we see Lita, and she has mastered the Hunter class, which is a new class, and she also has an Authority Star, which I'm assuming, and her Blaze gauge is fully red, which...
It's full, yeah.
It's fully red, whereas where we saw with Dietrich, his was glowing purple when he used the Blaze Star. And we see here that she actually has a mechanic here, which she's allowed to manage the gauge. Now, we see Kai once again on this map, actually. I didn't notice this until just now. He's also on the map with that... I'm assuming that's his sister, I want to say. But we also see another new character here, which if I can pause the trailer just so we can see his portrait. Yeah, see, this guy, I have to say, I do like his portrait, though. Like, he has, like, I don't know if that's part of his hair, like, has an eye patch. And we see her Blaze Arts, which she has the Song of Beast, which allows her to summon a demonic beast once per map. And it uses 4 blaze, and she has to have half the gauge filled up, it seems. And then she has the Song of Madness. Now, I'm going to make some inferences as to what these could be, where I think she's literally a dancer, and she has the Song of Madness, which could inflict Berserk on some units, possibly. The Song of Passion, which could possibly influence, hits, or, like, decrease the hit and avoid on a unit, like on an enemy. The Song of Ice Water, which could create, like, icy terrain. And a Song of Aubergine, which I cannot make an inference because I do not know what that word means. So, but it seems like we're actually, like, having, like, kind of like how Azura, like how Ninian had, like, rings from Fire and Sun. These could be making a return, though. It seems, though, that, like, they're much more complex instead of just boosting in units, like, stats, it seems. And we're going to see her use a lute to summon them. And as you can see, all the characters have a different flag. So it sucks that we don't see what, like, Kai's is, because then we could actually see, like, what if he's still a part of his, like, own army. And this Demonic Beast, I think, is very similar to one we've seen in back in Three Houses, too. And the Demonic Beast is actually...
It's Lita's Demonic Beast, not just Demonic Beast.
And also, it has its own faction, it seems. So maybe I don't think she's able to control the Demonic Beast as she summons it. And we see Kai here summoning using a crest, like, from his hand. And we see more CGI cutscenes.
Now warm blood is served.
And we see here that this character right here has a fucking gun in their hand. Like, what? Like, I have no words. I don't know what even to say about this.
I mean, that's gotta be in a Garfield, because look at their surroundings.
Yes, but this was the girl that if we see that we saw earlier in Kai's army. This is that exact same girl. This is the exact same girl that was firing off that gun.
For that reason, I refuse to die.
And I do know some of these voice actors just by pointing out who they're talking, though I'm not able to point out all of them. So I will point them out once we're done. And we see once again, we don't know this guy's name either, but we do know that Dietrich obviously seems to not like him, or he's holding him back.
Blood is served in a crude cup.
You think I'd let you deny me my feelings?
I refuse to accept defeat. Not now!
For those who
And here we see Kai being like, I think this is like he's like being held down like as a prisoner. Like people really don't like Kai because of how weak he looks in this trailer. Like, guys, seriously? Like,
stand upon
jeez.
the final stage.
And I do like how at the end they're showing all the the characters here, like Kai being held down, Dietrich like powering up his sword, Rita like dancing because she's a dancer, and I love this is actually my favorite scene of the trailer with Theodora like literally standing on like this is like how they carried like their like queens and kings
Right.
like on these like chairs, like she literally has like servants beneath her yet. And I will say that I do like her like armor design too.
Dire. So say I, the divine sovereign. That I vow to you.
And here we have Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. So I have to say though, why is the logo not done? Like, why does this look like a temporary title? Because
It does.
they're replicating what they did
Yeah.
in Three Houses with the first trailer. Like they didn't have the finalized logo yet for either Fire Emblem or
Yeah.
Fortune's Weave. And then at the end of
They
the
don't even
trailer,
have the Fire Emblem font, you
Yeah.
know?
Long.
and here, now this is why I think we still have a shot at having an avatar because we don't see from whose point of view this is. That's the thing. So this leads to me believe this is what I'm thinking. They have an avatar an avatar is still in the cards, but they haven't figured out the design for that said avatar, which that's a little
Maybe.
bit worrying for me. Like you haven't thought of the design for the avatar, yet you thought of the design for all the main characters of this game. Like, what is going on here? That's a little bit weird.
Weren't they?
And I will say though, we have Adult Souls here. Love her design. Love it. Better than her previous design, I will say.
Yeah. I do really like her design. And I like that it's different than what we saw in like the in Three Houses in that like very quick flashback in the beginning, you know?
Yeah, like where she just like yawns and then she wakes up. Like here, she actually
Yeah.
looks like a woman,
Right.
not a little girl. Like I mean, yeah, it's set like yeah, she is 1,000 years old, but still, it seems like time like. And I know that this is going to come up. People are thinking this is a prequel, a sequel. Like, I've seen this discussion so much in the past 3 days. I want to say that this is a prequel where it basically takes place in a different continent in the same universe, but it's with, completely original characters, new setting, like new everything. And also, Nintendo, why are you putting this in the description? Who's that at the end of the trailer? We know who this is. We know who
Right.
this is. Stop.
I don't know. I don't think it's a prequel. I don't think it's a prequel quite. I feel like there's
I don't think it's a sequel.
I mean, like, it
because
would-
I think
like,
I think obviously it takes place in a different content, but either it's a prequel or it's a sequel. But either way, it takes place with the original character. I don't know. We don't know. Like there's no. That's something I'm gonna critique right here on when we're at the end here.
yeah, I don't know if it's a prequel necessarily.
And here we see the projected release date of 2026. So, oh god. So I've broken down this trailer a bunch. So after going through it, I'm going to just give some thoughts here. So this guy here, who's the Divine Sovereign, people are saying that it's Matt Mercer, and I definitely think that is who this guy is being voiced
I
by.
think it is too.
Like if you
That's
just hear
immediately
it,
who I thought of.
Bold warriors, draw now upon your strength.
Now, that's his voice actor. Then we have Kai's voice actor, which I think I'll just play this part because this is like where we have the most voice from him.
I only want to fight so I can save my father's life.
That is Zeno Robinson, who voiced Fogato and Ross in Heroes. So that I was able to pinpoint that immediately when I heard his voice.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who voices Theodora or Rita in this trailer. Wait.
Theodora sounds so familiar. and I
Lydia.
can't
Oh my
put
god,
finger
why do I
on
keep
it.
calling her Rita? Jesus. But I do know who. Now this isn't confirmed by me, but I do think I know who voices Diedrich.
It is imperative
I think that is Cito's voice actor, which is Griffin Batu. I think.
that I face.
That's what I want to say. I might be missing the mark there, but I'm pretty sure the Divine Sovereign as well as Kai's voice actors are pretty much confirmed. So now I have to basically give my thoughts. I don't like how some of these animations look. Like, even though I honestly think the reason why the game looks this way, like why it looks good in the CG cutscenes, while also looking a little bit crusty in some of the animations as well as some of the maps, is because they wanted to give something out. Because in case you guys don't know, this is Fire Emblem's 35th anniversary, and they wanted to show something for the 35th anniversary because, like, we haven't had a new Fire Emblem game since Engage, which came out in 2023, and they wanted to show something in the past like 2 to 3 years, and I think that this was worth it. But this trailer, oh my god, like this, it's like 90% CG cutscenes and 10% animations as well as gameplay. And there's not a lot of gameplay to go off of. And the CG cutscenes, there's barely any story to go off of. Like, there's not a lot. People are making so many educated guesses of, like, what the story could be. But, it's sad, because there's 90% of this game is showing cutscenes and with people saying lines of words. But it's like, it's just nothing to show what the story's about. Like, we know nothing about it.
I'm only going to bring this up once because I have a lot of thoughts on it. But, they really could have released an FE4 remake for the FE4 30th anniversary. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
I think that they want to do that, but the thing is, though, I think that they made the right choice with releasing a new mainline game, because I think that they should release a new mainline game because they want to show off new things coming to the Switch instead of old stuff. Yeah, I say that, but they
had a new mainline game.
The thing is, though, I say that, but in the same direct, they re-released Super Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2, which is like... So my argument right there is falling apart right there. So
we could have had
you make a good point,
30th
Crystal.
anniversary. 2026 is 30 years since FE4 came out, and we could have had it.
Yeah.
They have all the voice actors lined up. Like, everyone in FE4... Pretty much almost everyone in FE4 is in Heroes.
Yeah,
they're all fantastic voice actors.
Yeah, and the only characters I think are missing from FE4 at this point are like very few first gen and second gen characters, and then just the substitutes, and then the substitutes. Like there's not a single substitute in that game yet. Which I think when they start to run out of characters to put in FE4, they're going to turn to the substitutes, which scares me a little bit. But well, they just could never put them in the game. Which okay, but yeah, like a lot of the animations look crusty. I will say,
I agree with you though. I could not tell you what this is about.
Yeah, like there's like we just, and the thing is though that we see so many, like Theodora's all alone. We see Kai with Diedrich in one scene. We see on one map. Then we see I have to fast forward to her name again. Lita. I'm never gonna get used to that. We see Lita with Kai up here in another map. Like we just don't know. Like this is what worries me. That this is gonna be like a Radiant Dawn scenario where like we're swapping between different characters and stories and armies, which don't do that. I do not like. I'm already not a fan of Radiant Dawn stories, but I am not a fan of Radiant Dawn. And guess what? A lot of people don't like Radiant Dawn. I found out because they feel
I
like
love Radiant.
People don't like Radiant Dawn's gameplay because it does not feel like a Fire Emblem game. Like Crystal, every other Fire Emblem game, you're going from. In every other Fire Emblem game, you have a set cast, you are recruiting characters, you're training up your character from 0 to hero, but when you're swapping between different characters and armies, it doesn't feel like Fire Emblem anymore. Like, that doesn't, it feels like a different type of game at that time. And
but you could say that with Echoes, too.
Yeah, I know, but I think...
You get two different armies.
Yeah, but I think...
It's still Fire Emblem.
But you're not swapping, like, constantly to, like, different armies, like, all the time. Like... And I think that was worth it for, like, Echoes, that because that was the black sheep of the franchise, and I don't think that that it was warranted for that game. But Rain and Dawn, I feel like that they just took that concept of swapping between armies way too far, like way too far.
There's just a lot of content in Tellius.
And yeah, I think that's what they wanted to do. Why they wanted to make a sequel, because they wanted to build
Yeah.
off of what was introduced in Path of Radiance. And like, oh my god, like some of these animations, like I know I've said they look crusty, but they really do. Like they just look crunchy. Like they just look hard to swallow at times. Like
Yeah, the animations in Engage flowed really nicely. Like as many issues as that game had, it was
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah, and
You
like,
know?
and again with the UI, I've already said it, but like seriously, like it's a step up from Three Houses. It's a step back from Engaged at the same times too, though.
I will say too, I do agree, like some of the animations look rough. However, I will gladly take rough animations if the story is better than Engage.
Yeah, I mean like
Gladly.
some of these maps do actually, just from looking at them, do look better than Three Houses. They look better at that state, and they also look to seem a little bit better. I'm just don't have repeated maps. That's all I'm asking for, because that was a controversy that a lot of people hated. They were repeat maps. They weren't good maps, and when they had good maps, they were repeats. Like they just so many issues with that game that just people did not like and turned them off. And I just didn't like them. Like seriously, that's one of the things that I feel like that hurted Three Houses. Like it didn't have a good replayability factor. Like I only replayed it like 1,000 hours because guess what? It was the only Fire Emblem game at the time, and ever since then, I haven't had a reason to go back to it except for doing playthroughs. Like my Blue
think,
Lions and my
If
church.
they really want to show off like what the Switch 2 can do, they're not.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Like
But
if you're gonna show off how powerful this machine is, give us some like beautiful combat animations.
I think
Make everything pretty, not just the CG cutscenes.
Like I think the reason why is because like some of these characters like they show Kai and Dietrich's like critical animations. Kai's that's terrible, and Dietrich's I think his is warranted because he's a Myrmidon, which means that he should show off a basic animation for a tier like what 1 class / beginner class. Also, get rid of don't bring back the certification exams, which I don't think those can work considering that it doesn't look like we're gonna have a monastery in this game. Like
Right.
it doesn't look like it. And also, it seems like, Crystal, I have to bring this up because I know if I miss this, everyone's going to bring this up. Reigns may here return.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Don't have it slow movements. Don't. Just don't.
Yeah. That'll be interesting.
That's
If it's like FE7 rain.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because I don't think they show off Dietrich's like movement in this game, because I think they go straight to the blaze arts and showing his dwarf. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they don't show his movement. So we have no idea how Rain's gonna play out in this game yet. Oh God. So and like I do think like these basic scenes, like these look like they were built with like kind of like Engage, like they were kind of built using the Engage engine, which also we don't know what engine using this is. Don't use the Three Houses engine because it was not good. I did like Engage's engine. Engage actually didn't use a unique engine, which is weird because every game that Nintendo makes, they use their own engine for making that game. They developed a special engine for Three Houses, and it was shit. And with Engage, they used they used the Unity engine, which is a powerful engine, and it shows why the game looks so pretty and why the animations in the game look so good. So it seems like they're using partially of some like areas. They're using like the Three Houses engine as well as like some pieces of the Engage engine, which like right here, like this looks like a scene that wasn't used like this. Let me see, right here. This is like a cutscene, which okay, that's a bad shot. Like here, this scene looks to be like an actual like cutscene that was built within the Engage engine. But here, this is like another cutscene which was built like within the game itself. So it seems like they're swapping, which was something that Engage itself did.
Yeah, and they did that in Three Houses too. Because if you think of like Catherine's cutscene versus
but those but those cutscenes were kind of like a little bit choppy at times. I feel crusty. I guess I'll have to say.
Yeah.
I will say though, I do like the art style. Like it looks like it's improved from Three Houses. Like the art style, like the portraits, the cutscenes itself. Which thank God. Like, that's the thing. I didn't think I never hated Three Houses art style. I just felt like it was a bit basic for the first Fire Emblem game on the home console since the Wii. Also, Crystal, I will say, because you just brought this up about the Switch 2's horsepower, please have this game be in 60 FPS. Like, seriously.
Yeah, please.
Three Houses,
Yeah.
like, I've seen Three Houses on the Switch is reported to not have a Switch 2 upgrade. It's still at 30 frames, and Engage is still 30 frames too, actually. And the thing is, though, that it's not actually at 1080p. It's actually at, apparently, I was looking at, the reason why it looks better is because Three Houses was at 720p. It wasn't even at 1080. And Engage is at 968p, which is why it looks better than Three Houses, because it's in between 720 and 1080, which I think it's,
1080,
I didn't even know that was a resolution, 968. Like, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it's a little weird.
Yeah. Like, that's a weird number just to have, like, have for, like, a game. Though this game, it looks like it's, like, at times it looks like it is at 1080, whereas other times it looks like it's at 720. Specifically, the battle animations looks like it's 720, whereas with the overland and, like, the cutscenes, it looks like it's 1080. Like, it looks more detailed, I can say, but I don't know if it is at 1080. And, one thing, the reason why I didn't say anything about this, like, part right here is because it's not, like, again, like, they talk about the story, they talk, like, more lines, but there's just nothing to go off of here. Like, it's just a bunch of characters fighting in, like, cutscenes.
I refuse to accept.
And also, like, here we see, I think, is that Diedrich, I think? No, actually, I think that's Theodora just without her crown, actually.
They gave the poor girl white lips.
Oh, you don't like that?
She's joining Flavia with the gray skin white lips combo.
Yeah, like, people thought that was, like, that, you know, she resembles Flavia.
To accept defeat.
Yeah, like, why the white lips?
For those who stand upon the final stage, I shall grant whatever wish you may desire. So say I, the Divine Sovereign, that I vow to you.
So this seems like that line right there. So basically, here's what I want to say, and I think what's going to happen. I'm going to make my impression for the story is basically all these characters are going to, we're at the start of the game, we're going to be able to select one of these four protagonists to select, maybe at the beginning or in, like, the middle of the game, who we decide to follow, not as an avatar, just as a player who we want to see whose story unfolds. Similar to, like, kind of like how Octopath has intertwining, like, woven stories in its own game. And, like, you know, we see, like, some characters, like, like come into, like, certain, like, scenes, like how Dietrich was with Sai and how Sai was with Rita, I think. Lida. Again, okay, Lida. I have to get you. I don't know why I keep calling her Rita. And we see, and, like, the thing is, though, that they're all, like, trying to, like, you know, like, build up their armies to like, you know, for the heroic games, and whoever wins the heroic games, their wish is granted, and that leads into the end game or the late game for that chosen characters, like, you know, because we see that Kai wants to save his father, which, well, we know his father's not going to be saved. Diedrich,
Yeah.
his motive, I don't think is ever mentioned in this game, or, like, in this trailer.
I also think it's funny, we never see Kai's father in the trailer.
Yeah, we see a character who's his sister, I think, or that, or his childhood friend. Like, this character right here.
But we don't see his dad.
Yeah, like, we see this girl who I think is either his sister or it's his childhood friend. Like, why do we see her and not his father? Like, I think his father's gonna be presented in a cutscene like this. Like, he's not even gonna get his own CG, like, cutscene, like this one, like this right here. It's not gonna be like this. It's gonna be like in one that was built within the game's engine, like this. Like, kind of like it's which is sad because, like, Gerald got his own, like, cutscene when he died, but Kai, I think his dad's gonna die, like, in a cutscene like this. So, like, but that's what I think the story's gonna be like. Like, Kai wants to save his father. Diedrich, I don't think his motive is ever mentioned, like, in this trailer at all. Like, why he's in the horror games.
Here.
Yeah.
He's just kind of here. Yeah.
Rita wants to get revenge on someone, and saying that killing isn't enough. We know her motivation for being in the heroic games. And Theodora, I think her motivation is said because she's trying to become a queen of her nation, even though she already, like, gives out that vibe right here in this scene right here. So that's my impression of like what I think what the story's going to be. But I will say though, I am interested to see what the heroic games is, and I'm really hoping that they don't bring back the monastery, get rid of the exams, have this be a standard Fire Emblem game. You can have characters like like I feel like this is hopefully going to be like kind of like engaged, like to the degree where it's just like you go from map to map to map, but you just get rid of the certification exams. You can have like just no, like, just, and I'm really hoping that if there is a monastery like McKay, don't have it be like 80% of the gameplay, because that was a problem with Three Houses. Like, that was a major problem, especially on Maddening. Like, it overtook the game so much. But it seems
See,
like
a lot of people like really liked it, but I'm someone who has played Fire Emblem for, like 21 years, and I'm used to going map to map to map to map. So like having all this downtime that's pretty much it's not required, but it's kind of required.
Superfluous, I feel.
Yeah, like, and it's repetitive, and it's just like, can I just continue the story?
Yeah.
I like getting to know the characters.
Yeah, but I don't
can I do that over the course of the story?
And I don't think this game will have like I don't think this game will have a calendar mechanic. It looks like, because that was something that we also had to deal with the Three Houses. Like, I'm really hoping that in the 7 years since this game since Three Houses, that if this game is like a prequel or sequel, whatever the hell it is, that it won't be Three Houses 2. That's all I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they've because I remember in the Three Houses trailer they showed off a lot of exploration.
What, like in the first trailer, or like what are you talking about?
Bro, I don't remember. I was still working at GameStop at that time.
Oh, okay.
I just remember hearing it over and over and over.
Oh, jeez.
I heard it so much.
Like,
and I remember seeing Byleth running around so much.
Yeah, I think that was the first trailer. Like, that was the first trailer from E3.
I don't think they're trying to make their Persona FE hybrid anymore. I think they grew past that, hopefully.
Yeah. Like, because I think they actually have grown past it, because the only scene we see of running around is Kai here, where he's like, Kai. We're running for like, 3 seconds, I want to say?
And it's like 2 seconds. Yeah, it's like nothing.
And also, I will like point this out, like right here, since we're right here with Kai running. Now, obviously, we don't see like a map or anything, but it seems like maybe this is kind of like Engaged, where like you have like your own base, and then there's like after like Engaged, where like after a battle you would explore like a small part of the map. Though here it seems like its own home base. Though also, why is the camera like this right here? Like, why is it in a static pose and he's just like running? Like, why is that? I gotta say. And so now I'll just like fast forward to this part back here where we were.
Say I, the divine sovereign, that I vow to you.
I really am interested to see how the Divine Sovereign is like how gonna play out. And so this game, also, I guess I'll just go here real quickly. Like, I am interested to see how much of Sota's importance played is in this game. I hope she has a much more important feel in this game, because it felt like in Three Houses she didn't really like bring anything here. Like, she didn't really add.
I mean, she pisses off for half the game,
Yeah, like she talks to us, but she doesn't really like play much of an important part in the game. Like the only important part is when she actually like fuses with us. That's it.
Right.
And the fact that she's here kind of makes me think that we're going to like. I feel like that if this character right here who's seeing her is a protagonist, is possibly a descendant of Byleth, because remember Byleth had her in his heart, so that might be And also, if we do have a protagonist, please have him voice act. Don't have him be Byleth too. Also, like, have him actually talk. Have him be like Shez. I actually think Shez is the best protagonist we've had, and it sucks that he's in a Warrior side game.
In a spinoff.
Yeah, like, why? Like, he's the most interesting protagonist, and it sucks that he's held back by the game that he's in.
Yeah, that does stink. I wish Shez got more content. I thought they were really interesting as a character. Yeah.
And we end here with a projected release date of 2026. Now, the thing is, though, that after this trailer first debuted and I saw that, I thought that after seeing all this, that this game will release in April or May of 2026. So here's what I think is going to happen. We obviously got this. We're not going to get any information until February, because, that's when, other Nintendo Directs for the first part of the year happen. And then we're going to, in the February 2026 Direct, if it happens then, we're going to get, in the middle of the Direct, Fire Emblem Fortunes with like an extended gameplay trailer and everything, kind of like what they did with Three Houses, like
Yeah.
what they did there, where they showed off the lords, what house they belong to, like get like, which was I think like 5 minutes worth of content in that trailer actually when that was shown off. Then at and then like later on we're gonna get more and more trailers talking about more of the characters, their story and all that. Like as the game leads up to build up. Though the fact that they don't have a finalized logo or a finalized release timing leads me to believe that they're going to replicate like Three Houses like release time. Like why is the logo not done? Like why is this why is this in Times Roman numeral font? Like Fortune's Weave, fine. Why is the Fire Emblem logo like why is it in the generic writing that Three Houses was in?
Where's the logo we've come to know and love?
Yeah,
Bring
like,
it back.
Yeah, like why is that not there? And I think that they're going to either release, though after hearing that, I think that they may be shooting for a release date of the summer. Though I do think that I am going to hold out hope that this game will release in the latest May. Like mid-May, I think is what they're going to target for this release date.
May would be cool.
Yeah, because that would be perfect.
I don't want to wait all year.
Yeah, like seriously, because Three Houses, I think the reason why I think this game will have a much better release timing than Three Houses because that game had a really weird release date, the way it released, because it was initially supposed to release on the 3DS. Like they just announced it in 2017 in January that it was just filing on Nintendo Switch, and we didn't get a trailer at E3 2017. Then finally we got its first trailer at E3 2018, where it's coming on the Switch, and it was projected for spring of 2019. Then it got a trailer, or it got it was talked about in the February 2019 Direct and was pushed back to July 26th, which that's not spring anymore.
Nope.
Like, oh my god, that game had such a troubled release time. Though I think that this game is going to release in May, and it can be pushed back further. But if it's going to, please clean up a lot of the crunchiness. Like, clean up these bad animations. Clean up some of the maps, like make them look better, just put just make sure everything just runs smoothly. This game, if it has to be at 30 FPS, fine, but just make sure that the characters look good, give us cool animations, have the game just not be Three Houses 2 in the 7 years that it's been. Just do all that. I'm pretty sure the story will be good because it's set in the same universe as Three Houses. So so I have faith that the story will be good. Just make the game just not be Three Houses 2. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm hoping for. Obviously this is just based on first impressions. There's only so much I can inference because from a trailer that was really 2 minutes,
2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes, and weirdly enough, I feel like roughly less than 30 seconds of this game was gameplay.
Yeah.
And it's weird because 90% of this trailer was showing story, yet there wasn't a whole lot of story though. It was just a bunch of cutscenes of people moving around and talking. And and when they were talking, it wasn't even about the story. Come on. That's the thing. I feel like that's why I'm a bit hesitant about where this game is going, because they just wanted to show something for the 35th anniversary, and I feel like that's why they showed off this game so early, because every other trailer in this direct had a projected release date. They either had a release date or a release timed date, or season, winter or spring of 2016. This game, I think it was the only game in this direct that had a 2026 release date. Everything else got a set release date or release time date, time window. So that's why I'm a little bit worried that this game may be releasing in the summer, actually. It might actually release in June or July.
That would stink.
Yeah, it would stink, but that would give us a lot. I'm really interested to see what information comes out later. But it sucks that we're going to have to wait a while to see, because seriously, I feel like they revealed this game way too early, I find. I would have fine waiting until February to at least, but again, I think they just wanted to give, concrete evidence to show, hey, Fire Emblem is coming to the Nintendo Switch. It's coming in 2026. You don't know when, but at least it's coming. And it's going to be coming.
Yeah, but you know where there's a lot of content?
Where?
Udroll.
Yeah, I know.
They have an entire manga. They really do. It's free real estate.
And the
come
thing,
on.
And the thing is, though, that people, I feel like, were a little bit, like, distraught, like, saying, like, wait, 2026? Because you were, like, go back to Engage. Like, they showed that game off once, and it got a set release date. But the thing is, though, that game was done for a while, though. That's why
it was
it got...
leaked months before it was even announced.
Yeah, it was supposed to actually release in 2020, actually. But COVID hit, and it delayed the game, though. I have to say, though, if COVID hit, why did the game come out 3 years later, though? Like, why? Like, you could that, and instead of having it released, they released the Warriors spin-off first, and then the mainline game.
And then,
Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why did they do that? Like, and it's weird, because actually, the Warriors 3 Hopes is actually the only game to actually be upgraded on Switch 2. It actually runs at 1080p 60 FPS in battles and cutscenes. It's the only game that actually has... Yeah, because it actually is capped
Of course,
at...
the spin-off. It's
Yeah.
the one that runs the best.
Yeah, it's actually weird because on the Switch 1, it's actually capped, but docked and undocked, it runs at 1080 60 FPS uncapped. Like, I don't like on Switch 1, it's capped though at 30. But it's weird. Like, that's sad though. That Warrior spinoff is the only one that gets a Switch. Like, there's not even a Switch 2 edition. Like, you don't even need to buy, like, as long as you own the game on the console, it actually runs way better. It looks way better. So yeah, that's just my initial thoughts, and I have to say though, Krista, what did you think of the trailer overall though, like as a whole?
I mean, obviously, I'm disappointed that it's not an FE4 remake because, like I said, they could have had something perfect for FE4's 30th anniversary, and the community has been asking for it for years. We want it. It's like people want it.
I do think a remake is on the way. I just don't think that it's going to be like. I just don't think that it should be the first Fire Emblem game to be on the Switch 2.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like I get why they didn't want to make a remake the first Fire Emblem on the new console.
Because they wanted to show, like, I mean, I said this before. I mean, they want to show off new experiences, but then again, they show off Mario Galaxy in the same direct.
Right.
So, like, my argument there falls apart.
Right, and then it's like.
So I don't know what. So now I'm like you in the same boat. Like, why didn't they do that?
Why didn't they? Like, it's right there. People have been asking for it for years. Like, Echoes came out when, 2017?
Yeah. May of 2017.
So it's been almost 10 years since a remake.
Yeah.
And it's I think they just don't want to bite the bullet and make like
it's been
an M-rated
Fire Emblem
game.
I think that's mostly what's holding it back. Like, I'm like, and also that also brings up another point. This game, when it was first shown, Fortune's Weave, I should say, it's hit with a rating pending. We don't even know the rating yet.
Pending.
Yeah, like that's why I'm very hesitant to see if this game will come out in spring of 2026.
Right.
Like, I'm really I think for the most part it's gonna hit with the T rating. Like, it's it's kind of. I am really gonna. If there is a new Fire Emblem game that gets an M rating, I want to see what constitutes it to get an M rating. Because I honestly thought.
FE4.
I know. I'm talking about. I said a new main. I said a new mainline game.
Oh, a new mainline game.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like, because I honestly thought that Fire Emblem would stop being T rated when Fates came out of all games, actually, but nope, it's got hit with a T rating, and like.
Yeah.
And like, if you actually plus Fire Emblem in some cases got rated E for E10, like Radiant Dawn, like what happened?
Yeah, Radiant Dawn was E10.
Yeah, like what
but
the hell?
Path of Radiance was Teen. Then again, you didn't see anyone run through with a sword in FE10.
Yeah.
Whereas you did see
like
Grail
if they
get
got
a sword
if
through
they
his
got
spine.
like if you got killed on screen, like they just despawned.
Yeah.
They didn't. There was no blood or anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, and in the other games, like if there is blood, it's like Celica. When Olga pierced Celica, her blood was dripping
It's
white. Like, why is that
in
white?
In Three Houses, it's black.
Yeah, it's so like dark black. Like, we know what blood looks like. Why are you? Like, just show it. Just show it. And it's weird because they say if you look at the back, it says blood on like in the T rating, but that I've seen blood before. That's not what blood looks like.
I mean, like, obviously they're not afraid of a little, like, I don't want to say horror, like
dark themes,
violence, like dark stuff, because Dimitri does crush someone's skull in his bare hands. You just don't see it.
Yeah,
You
we
hear
see
it.
blood on him.
Like-
We see blood on his face when
On
he does
his-
that,
yeah.
and we see like he's lost an eye. Like seriously, like they're not opposed to dark games. That's why I'm very That's why I think that this game will have a good story though, because it's set in that same universe. But it doesn't seem like any
Yeah.
characters here like have like dark presence like Dimitri has. Like the closest is Dietrich. Like that's the closest because he has
Yeah,
like
Dietrich seems
like
a
he's-
little bit, but like even like you think the Death Knight wasn't as
he's the only one here that looks like
as Dimitri. You know, Dimitri went on like killing sprees and
yeah like
did mass murder. So
like yeah he was he inflicted like genocide on like anyone who was Adrestian related.
yeah. I mean, like so overall, like the trailer, it's hard to say because, like I said, I can't tell you anything this game is about besides like a kid that wants to save his dad, a girl that wants to be queen, and
Dietrich, who's
probably
just,
some sort of Colosseum setting where they're fighting, and it's like,
yeah, and I'm very interested.
and Sophus is there, like,
yeah, like there's like that's the problem with this trailer is that it doesn't give a whole lot of good story context, which I think Three Houses did the first trailer. I think did an okay way of showing off story, and it also had gameplay. And it felt like that trailer was 50-50 though. This one is 90-10. And even then,
it's
the
like-
story, there's not a whole lot to like sink your teeth in.
So like I'm
That's the
disappointed
problem.
that it's not FE4, but I'm not like disappointed. You know, like I'm not super hype, but I'm not disappointed. Like it's really cool that we're getting more Three Houses content, and that so this is not
I don't know about
a
that.
child.
Honestly, I feel like I feel like Three Houses has run its course. Like I thought that it ran its course with the game itself. Then with the spinoff, I was like, is this necessary? And then I was like, oh, it's just another timeline, which okay.
I should
now
I should clarify. I'm glad that we're getting Three Houses content that is not Dimitri Edelgard and Claude.
yeah, that I do like.
That's yeah.
Yeah, like I think Fulham was so tiny also as a content. I feel like that it's run its course. Like people like I feel like that if they were going to go back to Fulham, like show us more of the Serene Desert, more of like where Claude's from, where Dagda, Bridget, show us those areas.
I would have liked to see that or pre-Xanadu.
Present. Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah, that too. Like show us more of that, but instead it seems like this is just taking place like in a different like.
Show us how all of that happened. Like that, I would have been so down.
Yeah, like
But I don't know. Maybe I'll get like I tend to get more hype as the trailers come. I am one of the Fire Emblem fans where I'm like kind of like, oh, this kind of looks like shit. And then like as more trailers come out, I'm like, okay, wow, yeah. And then I get super hyped towards the end.
Yeah.
With Engage, that didn't really happen, but
oh really?
that's
Me
different.
with Engage, I was hyped from start to finish, and then like
I was like toothpaste Sean. Like,
I know.
I
was discounting the toothpaste. I think that's why I was actually hyped from start to finish.
I literally play Genshin and I hated that game style made me think of Genshin.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Well, I don't play Genshin anymore, but when I played Engage, I played Genshin and I loved Genshin.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I don't know, like I will probably get a Switch 2 for this out of obligation because I play every Fire Emblem game, but like I'm not like, ooh, I gotta go run out and get one.
Like I was
so
gonna
that I can play this.
Like I was gonna get a Switch 2 for Brave Default, like Brave Default, like Flying Fairy HD Remastered, that's the title. I was gonna get for that, but now that we're getting Fire Emblem, I think that it's like I have to get a Switch 2 now because I am interested in this game. I mean, but I'm hoping that when I actually do sit down and play it, which leads me into my plans. So you guys may be asking, what are my plans? I'm going to play it, obviously. But I'm going to be playing it with Crystal because, well, I feel like there's a few reasons. One, we didn't get the FE4 remake, so I feel like that if I wanted to do a playthrough of this game, I should.
If there's an FE4 remake, I would be insufferable right now. You would not be hearing the end of it from me. I would be bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
No one would be able to hide from me right now.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. But yeah, I kind of feel like that in a way, since it wasn't FE4, I kind of have like I feel like obligated to, play with you. Two-way certain. That's not the only reason. I have another reason.
Yeah.
So I told you guys that Alex would be joining me. That's the thing, though. Me and Alex are actually doing a playthrough of Octopath Traveler 0, which is coming out in December 4th, I believe. That's when the game comes out. And the thing is, though, I don't want to repeat of what happened with Engage and Octopath because that was just bad. Like, me and Alex, we did Engage first, and then Engage content just didn't stop coming, and it's put off Octopath for the longest time. And me and Alex, we really wanted to like sit down and explore Octopath Traveler Zero
Right.
because it's said to be at like 100+ hours long. And even though me and Alex will probably like, if this game does come out this summer, we'll probably finish it like well before then. But still, I don't. We
Right.
want to take our time with that game, and I want to do that the same here with Fortune's Weave when it comes out. Like I really want to like sit down and like enjoy it. And I think you and I will enjoy it because like you and me are most likely going to be playing at the exact same time, even though you're
Yeah,
probably going to be
probably.
playing. Even though you're probably going to be playing ahead of me because of like how our time frame is, so I might.
I've been so busy recently though, who knows? So,
Yeah, like
who
yeah,
knows?
who knows what the future holds for both of us. So yeah, I guess that just finalizes my plans. So like you guys know my plans, and as you guys know, Krista, you don't know this, or probably you don't know this, but when we get much more information, I tend to make a 5 hopes series. Like, what are like my 5 hopes for this game? Like,
Ooh.
basically like a week or two before the game comes out. Though, seeing as how like, and I haven't made that yet because well, one, this is the first trailer, and we don't have to even have a release date. And
Right.
so, like, if I had to make like one hope, like I'll like I'm gonna hold off on like any hopes because some of my hopes were like I don't know, like I feel like one hope was made when like Engage was like released. Like that, I think that's
It's
it actually.
it's hard to make them when we're not really given much to work with, you know.
I think when we get another trailer, I think I will like obviously like when we're closer to the release date, like I tend to make the video about like a week or two or roughly a month before the game comes out. So that's when I do think I will make the 5 Hopes series for like what Fortune's Weaves has. So yeah, guys, when we have more information, me and Crystal, you can count on us covering it. Until then,
Bet.
yeah, that's all we have to say about this trailer. I hope you guys are looking forward to Fortune's Weaves because I am. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you when we have more information. Till then, bye.